Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
You are the father. I don't know. What do we think? Yeah,
Not the worst news.
it's not bad. There's a little bit of a message there, right? They're going for too. Along with the cinematic stuff. Yeah, like one problem leads to another, and things get out of control and out of hand. Just from small events happening. Right where what's his fucking name? Not the it's Billy Keoghan or Keohan, however the fuck you say his name. But the whatever the character name was, where he's like, "You should have just let us through the fucking gate," and they flashed back and showed us, you know, hey, listen, our bridge is down, we got to rebuild it. Until then, can we go through your land? And the Ray dude gave him no mind. He's like, whatever, bro. He's speaking fucking Irish or Gaelic or whatever the fuck he was speaking to them. I don't know what language he was saying, but he was speaking a different language. Like he's like looking down at these fools, like they're trash, and he's like the real deal. It's that one small event led to all this other shit happening, apparently. Right, the stealing of the Rams, spray painting them a different color, and then eventually the big one, which is him and his Billy Keoghan and his cousin cutting off all the legs of these fools, bro, of all the Rams, selling them for profit, which leads to a beheading, which leads to yada yada yada. So that is a theme we've seen before, but it's still an alright movie. But I don't know, like at least it had a fucking theme and an idea there. I think, I guess. And the plot wasn't the worst. And you know what? Once I caught on it, they were actually reversing time and re-going over events. I was like, oh shit. That made it a little bit more interesting for me. So you know what? I'm gonna say not a bad movie. Very simple. Kind of take you through a story movie. Nothing crazy, nothing extravagant, nothing god tier, nothing dog shit. Just kind of an even keel quality movie. So that leads me to recommend it. I must recommend. What do you guys think? You with it? Okay with this movie? Was it boring?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
No, it was like they what's it called? It seemed like there was downtime, but it was just them explaining plot, explaining previous events, manifesting in real time all over again. Like you said, the decisions from the past, um, affecting the present.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little web being weaved.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, I don't know. The ending was it was like a little, like you said, it was like not anticlimactic, but yeah, I don't know. Like when you're watching movies, you expect something grandiose, and it kind of just ended like very matter of
Yeah.
fact.
Expecting the final countdown. It's the final countdown.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm nitpicking because cause sometimes you watch things, and the creators don't know how to end it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess if you tie, I mean, yeah, I guess you could just tie a bow. You can't fault someone for just tying a bow on something.
True. They kept it simple.
Because to the other side could be yeah, it could ruin a movie. So yeah, I guess I don't want to be hypocritical.
Never Game of Thrones yourself. Never ever do it. My Trump accent. Whatever. But yeah, it's The ending was just a simple bow, like you said. I agree. Would you recommend this, Ant?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a slow burn though.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be in like a movie mood for it. You do. If you're
Like, yeah, it's like what is it like? What are those guys that are like, yo, this guy's he doesn't totally out of left field, but this guy, he you don't see the speed until he's really taking off. That's this movie. The movie just like, oh, it takes like a light jog and then it starts going somewhere,
yeah,
and then it won't stop almost.
yeah,
In its own way, you know what I mean? In its own way, it's still a slow burn, but
yeah.
things are like subtle things are going on.
And it made sense that Billy's playing like a younger kid, like a younger guy, a young man, right? Because of the
Yeah,
mistakes that led to other things happening. Like it just fits more him and his dumb cousin, right? Like
and you could
their
even
actions.
see, his decision making being affected by who his dad is, who his mom is, and how they treat him.
Yeah,
Where like his dad's kind of put like in an impossible position, and he's
Jack.
kind of like non-combative, and he's forced to do combative things.
Yeah,
And then this guy Billy's like, he sees the situation as like, yo, this guy, he's not up for this,
yeah,
and he's also a dumb kid. And mommy's not helping the situation because she's kind of like oblivious to what's going on in his life, but at the same time, like she's beating the shit out of her husband. It's domestic violence abuse basically going on,
God damn.
and he's watching that shit, and then he fucking starts beating on that. Like you ain't shit, bro.
I mean, here's this. Here's this. Michael, the guy we see right on the right? Michael, he knows that this is just some immature, dumb fuck kid. He knows that. Like he don't like what even when his name's Jack, Billy Keoghan, whatever his name is. He's playing a character named Jack, the kid. And he's like, even when he gets fucking stabbed, he's like, oh shit. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Let me see it. Let me see it. Jesus Christ. Let me see. Stop crying. Let me see the fucking wound. I see what it is. Like, it's like kid gloves almost, right? It's like he wanted to put the fear in them to not do bad things anymore instead of like actually, right? Even in the scene where the head rolls out of the fucking bag and they're like,
he's looking
I did
at
what
him.
you
He
told me to do.
knows like you're not gonna say nothing. Yeah,
And then this kid's like scared for his life, bro. At that point, he's like, "Yeah, I got his head, but I think it was the wrong one." He looks at the kid. He's like, "Oh fuck!" He fucking takes off running. He's falling and tripping. He's twisted ankles. He's tearing Achilles, bro.
yeah,
He's
that
out
shit
of
was
there.
good. He's like DefCon 10 wrecked. Like he's like fuck. He's like, yo,
And
this guy's a murderer.
then
Like it just got real for him. Like, yo, this ain't a game.
exactly. He gave him like a grown man lesson. Then he got once he got his hands on him. Pause.
Yeah,
He's like, you just killed me. You better fucking just
yeah.
finish the job, right? You better just fucking kill me then.
That kid couldn't do it.
And he's like, no, like he's
Yeah,
fucking
that
turning
kid
a
couldn't
full
do
blown
it.
child. And he was kind of like that the entire movie, right? Even with the things that the bad boy stuff he does, he's still like they give him a sense of sympathy where he's like, fuck, I don't ever want to see you again, right? His cousin who's like, yo, we gotta get this
Yeah,
money, so chop those fucking legs off. Let's get the money. Let's get the fuck out. The kid's like, I don't ever want to see you again. Like I never want to do that ever again. I think it was sympathy not just for Michael and his family, but also the fucking animals themselves. I think he felt
yeah,
bad, like, oh, this is fucking bad. So he's just a dumb kid, and his parents fighting all the time, and shit, and mom's leaving. Like I think he's just, and I think Michael recognized that, and I think they gave us the hint in the movie where Michael's dad Ray, right, where he's like, oh, your mother, and this guy's like, well, about mom. Like he doesn't say anything. He doesn't actually divulge like what he experience with her, but I'm guessing she was somewhat abusive or horrible to him. That's my guess.
Yeah.
To where he knows what like crazy family life is like. He might see that this kid's going through that. Thus, he like doesn't just kind of wants to scare him into doing the right. If I'm guessing here, I am guessing. Like maybe trying to scare him into doing the right thing. I don't know, but it's still an interesting story. But once again, this is not a popcorn movie. This is not the Avengers. This is not crazy action everywhere. Yes, it's kind of a little bit of a revenge story. There's some blood and violence in there, but it's not grab your popcorn, honey, let's lay down and watch a movie shit. It's like you have to actually be into like hearing a story. You have to be into that in order for me to recommend it, like you'd have to be in that mode. It's still a good movie. It's just, let's be real, these movies get looked past when you do this style of things, of subtle storytelling and kind of slow-paced things. But it is what it is. Teddy, do you want to give a recommendation or thoughts or a score or anything?
Not really. I kind of watched it, so I can't really.
Okay, you're all right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ant, you got a score for me? You recommended. Do you have a score? Okay, I'll score it. I think this movie was, once again, it's not going to wow anyone. I think there's a story here that's interesting. I think there's a bit of a coming of age story. There's a bit of what you do with revenge, what you do with suffering. I think there's like some themes here that I think are interesting and worthwhile. It's not done in the most crazily cinematic way, although there are some like crazy shots in here, like when the fucking when the fucking rifle goes off next to the guy's fucking head and his fucking ear explodes out. Like that's kind of crazy, right? But it's not gonna be action-packed shit for anyone. But I still like the storytelling, the themes and the ideas that I thought I saw in this movie. And that makes it worth it for me. And I'm going to give this a 7.2. 7.1, 7.2. I think this is worthwhile. I think it's worth watching. Especially, like, even, like, people who want to get into film, like, okay, why are certain films considered good by critics? Or why are certain films considered trash by critics? This is one that I think you can watch, and you can somewhat piece together, like, why people might find it as quality or as good. It'd be hard to find something where it's like, this movie just absolutely fucked up right here. I think that'd be hard to find in this movie. Because even when we were thinking, like, yo, this is kind of weird, they give us a flash, they explain it. They do a non-linear timeline where they go back in time and they show you what was happening. Thus, they explain what they were doing. Thus, I can't call that a fault anymore. Maybe midway through the movie, you might be like, what the fuck is this? But at the end of the movie, like, okay, I understand what's happening now. So that's good enough. That's good enough for me. That's solid. And interesting storytelling. And granted, once again, not an extravagant theme or extravagant ideas or extravagant cinematics. But does it do the job? It fucking does the job, I think. Thus worthwhile. Thus, people who want to get into film or who are already into film should get something enjoyable out of this, I think. That's where I'm at. 7.1, 7.2. I assume Anthony walked away. Otherwise, I'd ask for his score. But it is what it is. There you go. There's your review for Bring Them Down. Did I say the title at all? It's maybe my first time saying the title. Don't worry, you'll know it. Bring Them Down, 2024. Enjoy it.